We've probably heard this forever, at least from people that are in the know, that one of the keys to enjoying life is to staying young, to have a great young attitude, to be spontaneous, to do things that normally you wouldn't do, to be crazy. I was reading this article in one of my psych journals, and the counselor that was writing about it was saying that her and her husband do this really wild thing whenever they go into a grocery store, which is every week. They get on individual carts and they just jump on the back and just ride them with their feet off the floor. You know how you do that? You get going. Oh my, and they said that they have little quirks like that keep their relationship fresh, and it keeps their attitudes young, right? I've got to tell the story about my Aunt Rita. She passed away a number of years ago, but at 16, she entered the convent and she became a nun, and she passed away at 93, 94. But I'll never forget, she always had a great attitude. Unfortunately, when I was a child, she worked a lot in France. And then in Washington, D.C., at one of the most difficult, challenging hospitals that was mainly filled with indigent people, the homeless. And she worked at that hospital in D.C. I forget the name of it for years. But, my mom and dad, when she retired, they go to a retirement home where it's all nuns. And she still got up at 4:30 in the morning and set the altar for the priest to do the mass at 5 or whatever it was. But my mom and dad would go to visit her. And they would go to the front desk, and this time they went in, they said, we're here to see Rita Laughlin, my sister, and the woman looks at her and smiles and says, well, you're going to hear her long before you see her. And my parents couldn't understand what that meant. They sat down, 15 minutes go by, 20 minutes go by. All of a sudden they hear from a long distance, faster, Rita, faster. And you hear these two nuns laughing their heads off. And my mom and dad get up and they look down this long hallway, and there's my Aunt Rita pushing another sister in a wheelchair, and they're screaming and laughing and having a blast at 93, for God's sake. I want you to just think about that. How many times do we live so safely, right? Afraid of judgment, afraid of criticism. About a year ago, I got a bike, a regular riding bike, not a motorcycle, and I'm on that thing every day. I feel like a kid again every day. I have so much fun talking to people on bike paths and helping them if they're lost and all that kind of stuff, and it makes me feel like a kid again. We have to stay young. And we want to be around people that have that young attitude. My Aunt Rita was perfect for that. Oh my gosh, with as serious as her work was, she knew that she needed to be joyful and lift spirits all the time. How about you? Can you start doing different things to create more joy in your life, more happiness, even if they're goofy, weird quirks, like my Aunt Rita pushing another 93-year-old aunt who could not walk because she was in a wheelchair. And there's Rita just pushing behind us. My Aunt Rita was like 90 pounds, for God's sake. I want to live that kind of a joyous life, don't you? Don't you want to have that sparkle in your eye and the love in your heart, doing things that lift your spirits on a regular basis? If you're lost, confused, and you're going, David, that's not easy in these times, and I'm working 2 jobs, and I'm a single mom, you come up with all those things, and I will still help you. I will help you no matter how busy you are, no matter how many children you have, no matter how many jobs you work. I will help you find that joy. TalkDavid.com is the website. All my work is 100% guaranteed. TalkDavid.com. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day.